Peah, Perek, Vav, Mishnah, Zayin. So this Mishnah is going to talk about what's called a kama. Kama, as we've learned before, are crops that are still attached to the ground. So the Mishnah assumes that you know that there's Shikechah, meaning you can forget and have to leave for the aniyim produce that was left on the ground, that was left attached to the ground, just like the produce that you forgot, that like the omarim, the bundles. Remember we had omarim, there's Shikechah for omarim, for bundles. So there's also Shikechah for kama. The Bartunur explains, this is based on the fact that Shikechah kama yafinan mikra, we learned from the pasuk, this dichtiv, as it says, v'shachachta omer basadeh, and you forgot the omer in the field. So what's the omer? You could have just said shachachta omer. What is the meaning of the word basadeh, that you left it in the field? L'rabot shikechat kama. This comes to include, the Gemara explains, I think Yerushalmi explains, this comes to include shikechah of kama, shikechah where it's still attached to the ground. Says the Mishnah. So similarly, just like remember we learned before in a previous Mishnah, that if you had an omer, if you had a bundle that was sa'atayim, that was the quantity of 2 sa'ah, which was like 26 liters, which was a tremendous amount. If you forgot to cut a quantity that was sa'atayim, that was that amount, then that too would also not be shikechah. That's what the Mishnah says. Kama sheyesh ba sa'atayim. If you have a kama attached to the ground, if you forgot to cut a sa'atayim's worth of produce, u'shechacha, and you forgot it, eino shikechah. It's not shikechah. Ein ba sa'atayim. What if it isn't sa'atayim? It's an area, a quantity of area that could grow sa'atayim, could grow that amount, but it didn't actually grow that amount. Says the Mishnah, it could have made sa'atayim. Afilu hi shel tofach. Even if it is made from tofach, let's see what tofach is. We've learned this before. Tofach is like an aquatic bean-like plant. Okay? And we're gonna see here in a second, right? Afilu hu tofach, Peah 6-7, right? Even if the barley in the field of the size of a tofach. So it's interesting. I want to point out the Jastro notes. Interesting. Afilu hu tofach, even if the barley in the field has the size of tofach. We're going to see in a second. Afilu hu shel tofach, because some say even if it is tofach itself. Ro'inoto ki'ilu hi anava shel sa'orim. Okay, I want to explain. So let's read the pshat of the Mishnah. Afilu hi shel tofach, even if the produce itself was beans, ro'imota ki'ilu hi anava shel sa'orim. You look at it as if it's an anava. Anava means either a stalk, a cluster, okay, or as if it were a crop of barley, an anava, a crop of barley. The Bartanura says, let's 1 second go back to our Mishnah. The Bartanura says, anava is bevav, kamo anava bebet, gargir sa'orim. Gargir is one little anava, like a grape, one little pearl of barley. So according to the pshat, afilu ishel tofach, even if what you planted was this garbagey tofach bean, nonetheless, if it was the area that could grow a sa'atayim, ro'ino taki'ilu anava shel sa'orim. You look at it as if it was stalks of barley and not tofach and not beans itself. Okay, that's actually how the Rambam learns it. The Rambam in the Pirush HaMishnayot. I'm going to find the Pirush HaMishnayot. It says the Rambam. Here we are. We have the Rambam. I copied from the Shuta Mekuvan from the Bar Ilan Responsa project. So thank you, Bar Ilan. I'll just show you where I get it from. Okay, the Rambam says no. Shikechah chova gam bekama. Ha'omerit, that shikechah applies also to standing grain that's already still attached. K'moshi chova ba'amarim, like when amarim. So it's both kama and amarim. Shene'emar v'shachachta lo tashuv v'kachto. As it says, you forgot, you should never do it. Ukvar bi'anu, shetofachu min zironim. It's like this seedy thing. It's a bean. Hayadu b'shem kartman. Kartman. Okay? Whatever that means. V'yibulo mu'ad. It has very, very small amount of produce. And a large area produces small seeds. Amar, so the Mishnah says, if you will thresh and crush and and smear, lo yehebo sa'atayim, that area that you forgot won't have a sa'atayim of this tofach stuff. Nonetheless, you would look at those shibolim, those bundles of tofach, as if they were actually so'orim barley. Shegagarav gdolim uhukal, that has very large seeds, very large little seeds. Uhukal, and it's light. Imayav sharsha yabo satayim lo ti'ota kama sheletofach shikechah. And if it's possible that if it were barley, then it would be satayim, then that tofach is not shikechah. So the Rambam explains, back in our Mishnah, this Rambam says it's literally pshat. Afilu hi tofach, even if you're only growing tofach or whatever, ro'ino toki ilu anavas shel seorim. You would see it as if it was an anavas of seorim, it was a grain, if it was a cluster of seorim, of barley itself, and therefore it would not be chayav in shikechah. The Bartanura does not have any of it. Okay, the Bartanura says, he explains, okay, he says, ubekamash shel seorim ari. We're not talking about tofach. Shenishtadfu v'nasu dakot ketofach. That these seorim were nishtadfu. They were stricken and they became thin like tofach. So you basically had a bad barley crop. V'afilu hachi ro'im atam ki'ilu him gasim kishar seorim. You look at them as if they were like other seorim, like full seorim. So remember we saw the Jasper, the way he explained it, okay? He explained the Mishnah, even if the barley in the field have the size of a tofach, okay? So that's his first shot. Even if the barley in the field, that's the shot of the Bartanura. Nobody would think, says the Bartanura, we shouldn't say that it's tofach, that is, and we consider it's barley. Rather, it's only talking about seorim that were nishtadfu, that were stricken and became weak and sad like tofach. So we end up with a machloket in this Mishnah, this last phrase, afilu shel tofach, ro'ino toki ilu hi anavas shel seorim. Even if, so the Bartanura explains, even if the seorim like tofach, you see it as if it's like anavas shel seorim. The only problem, the Bartanura makes sense halachically. The Bartanura makes sense logically. Why in the world, if it was tofach, would you consider it like seorim? But the Rambam makes sense linguistically. What the Rambam says is what the Mishnah says. Afilu hi shel tofach. Even if it is actual tofach, now the only problem is, the question you have to ask the Rambam is, why? Why do we see it as if it's an avas shel seorim for the benefit of the balabait, if he has a weak tofach and he doesn't have a beit time? That's the machloket. Do you go by the language, in this context, following the Rambam, or the logic, following the Bartanura? If you have any comments or questions, feel free to email me at rspolter@gmail.com. I want to dedicate the learning in memory of my father, Harav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.